How are you, Audrey?
I'm good. I'm personally excellent. Person I'm concerned about is my sister. No, I really am good. I mean it.
Well, I'd like to say thank you very much for saying yes to be interviewed today, although we had to shift our interview times a couple of times, but here we are right now.
Yes, yes, it's working out fabulously. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, Audrey, I would like to introduce myself formally. My name is Nicolette. I am the creator for the podcast titled You're Worthless. Read that again. The juxtaposition of your very soul. Thank you again very much for saying yes to be interviewed today. And as a part of a ritual of my podcast, I'd like to read a bit of an introduction and then we can get right into our conversation, if that's okay with you.
No, fine. Oh, good.
Hey everyone, we have Audrye Arbe here with us. Audrey is an ever evolving being who is astounded to be healthy, well, active into her eighth decade. An artist, she now paints frequency stones or Piedras Preciosas. Wow, FS-PP that both help ground the recipient as well as uplevel their vibration. She knows that her online courses inspire and spur transformation in participants, starting with MORPH, MORPH, into the magic of capital letter S, self-love, soul essence, capital letter S, self, and S, ego, personality, self, to ISM freedom, be free of the causes and effects of racism, sexism, other isms. Audrey knows we are magnificent beings with unlimited potential. Wow, Audrey. Got to learn so much from you.
Listen, whatever I have that could be of value, I'm willing to share at this point tremendously. And just so people understand this, I am still learning. I don't want anyone to think that I think I know that that's like, no, I'm a person like anyone else in the sense of I am open to learning and I am still learning. And when we're open to learning and still learning, that gives the space for actual quote unquote learning to occur. Do I think I know a few things? Yeah, I know a few things. And that could change in this day and age. So much is changing. Oh my gosh. It's almost constant. Constant. I think I know this, but it's that.
Yes.
And then it's this, but it's that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And with planetary movement the next several years, it's going to boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it is. It's thank you. It's an honor to be
Well,
here.
you brought up, thank you so much for saying yes. I would love to know, since you brought up that topic, right? My very first question to all of my guests is, can you share with us what was it like growing up as an Audrye Arbe?
What was it like for me growing up? Okay, so understand I'm in my
Yes.
80s.
And
So
how
growing up,
has the world changed so far?
yes, 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 yes. These days we can throw words around like clairvoyant and psychic and all that. Those were not words you threw around when I was growing up. I didn't know what I was. I'm a born into, I call myself a born mystic intuitive because I think a certain way. I've always thought like this, and I've learned it's kind of the way mystics think and act. And I've learned, I've taken a lot of courses in healing and learning and stuff like that with a lot of other really astounding, tremendous teachers. But growing up for me, I'm very sensitive and I also can be noisy. So I called myself a very person because I can be very this and very that. Getting centered was a major accomplishment for me because I was not always. I'd be observing stuff. In fact, when I was 10 and I saw my mother being with my brother and I saw some inconsistencies and I knew that there needed to be a different level of consistency. So in my zeal to be of help, and I've always had a zeal to be of help. So in my zeal to be of help, I told her that didn't go down well. Here was this little 10-year-old suggesting to her mom a different way to be with my then 5-year young brother. So I was invalid. The word we would use now is invalidated and all of that. And what I knew what I was seeing was correct. What I did not know, and this is something for everyone to understand, that even though I knew that being quote unquote invalidated and told I was wrong and who was I to say anything and that kind of thing still stuck in me. I now call it genetic karmic patterning. There are other words. And I've had to be releasing this kind of stuff to give myself my own validity from other things. And people, if we don't do it, like you call this worthless, the biggest faulty thought pattern that I think exists on this planet is not good enough. A person thinking they're not good enough. I walked around for years that I'm just not good enough. It didn't matter what I did, it just wasn't good enough. And I'm going to tell you right up front, we're all good enough, everyone. And we're all worthy, all of us. Can we become more so? Yes, yes. That's the thing. No matter how much we have done or not done or whatever energy we put into something, salud. Is there a way it could be done better or different? Yes, that doesn't mean that there was anything wrong with the way it might have been done, okay? Because if as a species we just to say, if that we've got it all, we're done, we have the highest level, we would be done. And are there people who actually think that? Yeah, they are. And that's all ego. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So for me growing up, I was looking for understanding. I used to pray for that. I used to pray that one, I would have people that understood who and what I was, that I would understand who I was and grow. Do I understand that now? Yes. But I'm not a kid anymore. I am a full-grown adult, more or less. I say that because I'm 4'10" and I get teased about being little. You're so little. Okay. Yeah, true. Okay.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
compared to most adults in the States and even in Costa Rica, I'm small. Anyway, when I really began to find people that actually understood what I am and could help explain it to me, and I learned words I didn't know then, it was a mammoth awakening. So for me, it was figuring out, what in the world am I? How do I fit in? And again, I was born in the 1940s. This was a whole other kind of thing, okay, to give you a context, okay? I was born on the eve of the Second World War, literally, okay? And when people are born and you take your first breath, you're breathing in, not just you, I say you like the collective you. People are breathing in the vibration of whatever's going on the earth at that time. And so I was breathing in that whole thing with war, never mind my own family and all of that stuff. And so when people don't work on themselves, if you don't like, find another word, if you don't like the word work, and I don't always like that word, to really clear the energetic frequencies, we get stuck. So I call genetic karmic pattern, GKP, is the language the guides gave me in the 1990s. I told you I can throw these dates out like nothing. Okay, in the 90s, some people have said we're blank slates. We're not blank slates. We have vibrational energy within us as souls. Okay? We may come in as a human without remembering a lot of stuff. Okay, that doesn't mean it's not there, because we're not just physical beings at all. We're vibrational frequencies. We also not only are vibrational frequencies, we also have intentions, vibrations, emotions, all of that. Some of it carried over. And sometimes a person can have stuff from people way in their past, their genetic past, or it could be when we were something other than a person, because we have been many things. Okay, this might be a surprise for some people, not for others, but we've been many things in many different places. We are multidimensional. And I think that as we evolve, we'll have more access to that. My personal feeling about this for years is that some of that ability has been just sort of quote unquote shut down, because humans that are not fully evolved, and I don't know too many that are fully evolved, okay, that can create havoc. I mean, look at the planet right now. If that isn't havoc, I'm not sure how to say what havoc is. Our planet needs to be more healthy, and who or what made it unhealthy? Humans, people. And it's not a punishment from whatever or whoever. I know people did this. Faulty thought patterns, belief systems, the way people look. I'm a long-time vegetarian. I experimented with it at the very beginning. Okay, I'm going to throw out another term. 51 years. 51 years ago.
It's not even half of 51, yeah. Not even half your age yet, Audrey. Gosh.
But I'm just saying,
I
this is
feel
why
I'm an infant.
that wasn't even a thing then. Now it's like, oh, be plant-based. Blah, blah, blah. I've been plant-based for a long time. Okay, for health. Eat organically. I know it costs more money. Believe me, I know, because I that's what I eat. But it's as much as you can. Grow your own food if you can, as much as possible. I don't have much of anything in terms of doctor bills. I mean, I have to do my eyes, my teeth, and I get a physical every year. But when you really take care of yourself, you have a better option of being healthy. And that involves the food you eat, what it is, how you prepare it, when you eat it, how much you eat it. Do you love it? Do you treat it with love and respect? Because everything has consciousness. Do you drink a lot of water? I know it looks like wine. This is water, okay? It's okay if you want to drink wine, but
I would
this
love
is
to.
water.
Yeah,
And
I
be
would love to
connected.
pour myself a
I'm going to just
cup
out
of
of the bottle.
water.
Connect to whatever you call source, goddess, God, source, Allah,
Mhm.
Great Spirit, Yeshua, Moses, whatever you call source. Connect at least daily on some level as much as possible. Do breathing attunements. I can do some to show you. Meditate. Get centered. That is going to be even more important than it already is. Otherwise, every little thing can throw us off. Look, I meant that I have a
Yes.
sister, and I'm the firstborn, and my sister is secondborn, and my brother was thirdborn, and that's us. And she right now is in a long-term care facility in the States. I love my sister, and if I could say, I didn't know I was going to say it now, but apparently I'm going to say it now. I actually started a GoFundMe because I require more finances to be able to go and see her and stay for a little bit and do whatever I can to help her. Her kids, my nieces and nephew, are there constantly. And although I don't intend to stay there, I'm making this really clear. I don't intend to be making my life over there. I am coming back to Costa Rica. I am not giving up my life. That is not what I am doing. That is a no. Okay. And people can think whatever they want of that. I'm sorry, but that's where it's at for me. But I do want to go there and give what I can give and then take care of a few things that I need to for myself that I could only do in the States. And I started a GoFundMe so I could be there because I do speak with her. I'll say, call it psychically. I send her healings every single day, several times a day. I want to touch her. I want to be with her. I want to feel it and get a sense of what I feel is going on inside of her. She's now speaking with, we can call it the guides, the garden, the outer part, deciding where to be and how to be. And the way I want to say this is if people don't take care of their emotional stuff, if we don't take care of our thought patterns, people will make themselves sick in one way, shape, form, or another. If you notice that, look at who's got what and look at not just the physical aspect, because that's the last that shows up. You look at it before it shows up. I used to be heavier. I had a real food thing. I didn't love myself. I really did not. I said nasty things to myself about myself. I still sometimes do. Go to and see the protective prayer on my website, Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com, on what do you call the lead page, the landing page. Go hunt through it and you'll find protective prayer. Learn it. It goes like this. I'll say it so you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're going through releasing stuff or you're thinking nasty thoughts about yourself or anyone else and all that, I don't really want that to go into the universe. I don't. At the same time, I have to get it out because otherwise it goes in me and makes me sick, and that's a no. And it's also a no for it to go into anyone else and that's a no. So the protective prayer, you have to mean it, you have to feel it. And if you change the words, that's fine. But this is the way it was given to me, in the 1990s. Anything I may say, no matter what it looks like, feels like, or sounds like, whether I say it verbally or in my mind or silently, is to be taken into the universe as light, love, and whatever else might be higher. Anyone I may mention in any way, shape, or form, consciously or not, including myself, everyone is to be protected in light and love and or whatever is higher. Any places, spaces, vibrations, anything made available within me as a result of this process, because usually you do it before an energetic healing process, is to be filled with light and love or whatever might be higher. I do this for my highest good, the highest good of all concerned, the highest good of the universe and the multiverse. And I close with Amen, Ashe, Aho, and thank you. Thank you to Spirit. And when you mean it, see, I can now just say protective prayer because I've been using this a long time. But if you're new, learn it, write it down. I don't care what you do, but use it. So if you have to go, okay, about something, you're protecting yourself and the universe and whatever, so you can get this yuck out of your system so it could be transmuted. It's just energy into light and love. We actually have dominion over that. but we have to declare, stay, and ask. And when people don't, or they ignore, and in case anyone wants to know, do I always want to do processing? No. I don't always want to do processing. Okay? Oh, yeah, it's fine. Okay? I don't always want to go into deep stuff like that either. Okay? I am a person. Okay? However, I do the process. I do get it out. I do find ways to shift and change. I like being healthy. Okay. I had no clue when I was a kid that I'd be in my 80s and have the energy that I have, and have the clarity that I have, and have the zeal to move forward. Do I want to work a little? No, I like relaxing and having fun. I'm in my 80s. I mean, and I would like a lot more success with stuff I've already done, because I've done stuff. And do I want to do more? I'm painting rocks. Okay. I'm on podcasts. The guides have let me know I might be writing again. That's fine. I have four. How many books do I have? I have 4 books, 3 courses, 4 books, tons of art. So find what it is you love. May I give the URL for my GoFundMe? Because people, if you would be, if anything about me or about my being able to be near my sister, I call her my little sister because I was born first. I'm the big sister. That's how we were raised. I'm the big sister. She's the little sister. It's just my background. It's https://GoFund GoFund.me/3 the digit A the letter D the letter what's the rest of it? Hold on. 49383. So it's https://GoFund.me/3AD49383. And what'll pop up is a picture of me from about 10 years ago. So yes, I look younger. And my hair was all done. It was a professional shoot for one of my books, actually. And so it was. I look different than this. It was a few years back. And if by chance you forget all that, go to GoFundMe and say Audrye helping her sister, and I think it'll show up. And I spell Audrye Audrye. Folks, I welcome any contributions. $5 is good. It doesn't have to be. If people do that, I'll be able to go visit my sister as soon as possible. And that's really important to me. I feel a push to go, and I just quite openly require more funding than what I have. Okay, some water. You asked for genuine and real. I'm about as genuine and real as you can get. Water. Okay. What do you want to know? What do you want me to talk about?
Wow.
What could I contribute to people?
Wow, where do I begin? Thank you for being so vulnerable and candid. Yeah. You've touched so much in such a little time, and obviously you have been in this journey far longer than I have been. I've only started my own awakening in 2020, COVID, and right now still, yeah. And like I said, I'm still a baby.
Kudos.
Just when I thought that I've healed, I know for a fact that we're always healing until we're no longer suit. But
And then you
there's
still go.
always exactly there's still things that are happening in life, everyday life. You thought that you're okay, you're not gonna get triggered, right? Because usually things that come up are actually things that you haven't resolved just yet. But then I think the most important thing is, number one, is to be aware that, oh, why am I feeling a certain way? And especially, I love it. Thank you so much. It has now become one of my, even the most, or one of my most important mantras, where you said to me this line, when you sent me that email: please let go of any feelings that are lesser than love. I have since used that every day until today.
Yeah.
Every time I feel like I'm lesser than, I wouldn't say worthy, but certain things that I cannot, I would say, because I expect myself to be of something, or act in a certain way, or had I posted my content better or faster. But then I said, okay, please let go of any feelings that are lesser than love, and just be kind to yourself, and then go ahead. So it's been that grounding anchor for me. right now. So I love that.
Thank you. This is the thing. A lot of us meaning people, okay, and there can be beings that, by the way, are different, which is a completely different conversation. But I am
Yeah.
cognizant of that, by the way. But though, and even for them, are we going to do everything perfectly? No. And if we're learning something, we're learning, which is an indication we don't know it all, okay? And when it comes to life, who knows it all? For heaven's sakes, physicists who study the physical universe are coming up with stuff. When I first read, and if I'm reading it, it means it was discovered way before, because I'm not like I'm a metaphysicist, that's a metaphysician, different than if. But when I first read, I don't know, a few years ago, about the quantum world, that just looking at
Yeah.
something changes what it is. I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? Blah, 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 blah. And that this can change into that. And I thought, well, now that makes sense. And now that we have Pluto, I'm going to talk a little about the planets. Pluto is right now in Aquarius. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn. I forget, it's September something. I could look, but and then it'll be in Capricorn until November 19th, and then in Aquarius for 19 years. That's going to be a huge change,
Ooh,
because it's been the way a
transformation.
lot of
Yeah.
astrologers call it.
And
It's a top down. Aquarius is more of the sign of the
yeah,
people
yeah,
and the
I love
unusual.
learning about astrology, and I think this is something we can talk about as well. And Pluto is the planet of transformation, right? And
Yeah,
Aquarius is the humanitarian planet.
yes.
So having Pluto in Aquarius for the next, you say, 19 years, it's gonna shift the whole thing again. And I heard people saying, you quit doing success on your own, it's time to collaborate for
Well,
the
this is
next,
a
for the,
collaboration. That's that. I'm open to a lot of
yes,
collaboration. People I have,
yeah,
how many courses?
same here.
4 courses, 3 books. You can get free. What do I have that's free? Oh, I give away free samplers of all of my books. You have to go to the website, Audrye now, AudryeNow.com. Click books, and you'll see them and all of that. And have fun looking at the art. And yes, you can buy it, all this kind of stuff. It is the time for collaboration, because Aquarius is like a
Hmm.
group thing. Okay, that's part of how we know we're in the age
Yeah,
of Aquarius, because when all the meetups started, that was a group thing. That's not the age of Pisces. And most people haven't really learned what
right.
the age of Pisces is all about. They made it
Pluto in
into
Aquarius. When was
victimization.
Pluto last in Aquarius?
About, I think
It
it was
was,
240 years ago, something
oh
like
my
that.
God.
It was a while ago. Okay, and if people want to look at
It
what
was,
was going
has been a
on,
minute.
astrologists, all that studied out on that, you'll see there was a lot of quote unquote revolutionary stuff. I personally think
That's
that part of what's going to happen, AI a lot, and all kinds, and I have mixed vibes
right.
about that, by the way, but a lot of
Mm.
AI, a lot of this technical stuff like Neuralink and all these other things, a lot. Okay, what Greg Braden calls
Mm.
transhumans, which at first I didn't know what he meant, but what he means by it is that people putting a lot of these, what is the technical term? When putting these mechanical doodads in their bodies, not because they really need it. That's different. When somebody is like they can't move and they're paralyzed, yes, then whatever can be done to have them be able to move, do it. But when somebody, okay, this is me, this is straight up me. When somebody wants to just
Yeah.
be able to blink and the computer opens or something like that without having to touch it, and you put a whatnot or hoo-ha inside the body, to me, that's not a good idea. Because if
Yeah.
we have more talent and more ability, I don't mean just you and I mean all of us, okay,
Than
than
any
anyone has.
supercomputer combined.
Yes, but we
Yeah,
as humans have
exactly.
not
Because we're a
used it all.
universe inside a universe.
Yes, yes, yes. We have to access it. We have
Hmm.
to go for it. That's why I meditate or do breathing attunements every day. Every day, I do something
Yeah.
called tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique. I teach it in my own courses. But when I want to have somebody guide
Hmm.
me, because sometimes I want that, I recommend, yes, take my courses. I'm not going to say don't do that, but also go free. Brad Yates. Brad Giving, he's amazing, and he's got a whole slew of it. So start with one. Why is tapping good for you, or how do you use it? And use each one 3 days to go on to another one. Do it however you want, folks. Use what we have. We have so many ways to grow
Yes.
and evolve that when someone decides they're going to be stuck, it's a decision. It's a decision. And we open up our own geniusness, whatever that word, okay, our own ability to be brilliant. And everybody has an area they're brilliant in. I couldn't fix a motor for
Yeah.
anything. I am not the one. I am not the techie person. If you ever want to see me frustrated and not the wonderful language come out of my mouth, ask me to. I'm not the one. I'm not. I've
Yeah.
attempted to be. No, okay, but I can do little stuff, and then I get all excited, okay, and I do. I have now a personal assistant. I'm so glad because he's great at that stuff, and he can stay calm when I'm saying, don't listen to the words coming out of my mouth, that comes out of my mouth. And then I do, yes, I know these words, folks. And then I do protective prayer and apologize because that's not, but I come from New York. I know these words.
Yeah. I
Okay.
get that.
It isn't who I always want to be. And if at this point in my life, I have not yet been able to stop it, I'm recognizing and acknowledging, yes, that's part of how I still do my best then to clear that. So don't deny what some people call the shadow side. And I'm not saying that shadow or not shadow, it's simply an aspect.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
if you think you're bad and
Yeah.
horrible and you don't want to look at whatever that is, it's just going to molder and grow. If you look at whatever it is and bit by bit start seeing what it is, it could be healing what I call genetic karmic patterning. It could be stuff that went on with you when you were a kid that somebody did whatever they might have done. It might have been something you had seen. It might be something that you saw in a movie and was like, oh, okay, and stuff like that, because it's horrific thing. It might be people that have so-called prominence. I'm going to find a good way to say this, but they're doing disgusting things on the planet, or the way they treat people is extremely disrespectful. And I'm being very kind when I put it that way, because I have other words which I don't want to put out that way. When anybody sees that, it is damaging to the soul. It is damaging to the self, because as a species, as beings, we naturally gravitate towards growth. We naturally gravitate towards what I'm going to call the good, whatever that might be. Babies, pre-verbal babies, little babies will go towards a higher, a happy, smiling energy than a frown. No talking, no nothing. They'll feel it, they'll know, and they will go that way. It is innate in us. We all have it. If someone goes, they don't have it, either somebody kind of worked on them or had such denial on them that they temporarily covered it over. And if someone really doesn't have it for real and they look to hurt people, that's a sociopath. And then they need psychological help. Okay. Do we have them? A lot. There are people that are in, there are some people that have some prominent positions and they have no desire to help anything. They just want ego. They may just want me, step on the planet, grab only money from whomever, whatever. They don't feel any sense of compassion. I'm an empath. I can't, that's like, okay. And this kind of stuff,
Same.
they need help.
Yes.
And because they can be very magnetic, because they just don't care and will lie, and they are throughout the planet. It's not just one country or one culture. They can be rich, poor, in between. If and when you see any piece of that in you, don't panic. Just know that's something to work on and see where you're not. If you see it in other people, and be aware, because now that I'm saying it, you may start seeing it. If you start seeing it in other people and more in some, don't run away and hide. Acknowledge it and hang out with other people. And what you do is, instead of fighting it, that's not how you do it. And then you're hurting yourself, and you raise your frequency. And I can show you how to do that. And you send out love to yourself and the world. Do it every single day. And when a lot of people say forgive, I use the definition that I learned from this amazing healer years ago in New York. His name is David Markowitz. And most people, when they say they forgive, I don't think they forgive. I think they look to pardon and they're still having the pain of it. That's not forgiveness. So his definition, and Dr. Michael Rice uses something similar, and his definition Forgiveness is letting go of the negative, being free, letting go of the negative effects of anything, anyone, including the self, may have done to yourself or anyone else, so that you have no impact, including things you may have done or you may have seen. If you're still feeling the pain, you haven't forgiven, because you're still in the effect of it. So it's letting go of the negative effects of anything anyone has done or said regarding you or anyone else. And when a person can really do that, they're freeing themselves. They are literally freeing themselves. Then a person has the option to pardon if they choose to or not, or ask the universe, God, Source, Allah, Great Spirit, Oshun, whatever names, Yeshua, Jesus, whatever, I don't know, whatever those names might be that resonates with whomever you may be, Buddha, everyone's got their own. So it's not a fight, my name, really,
Yes.
and allow that
Mm-hmm.
to be. And the more a person can do that, and some people say it's letting them off the hook. No, freeing yourself is not letting anyone off the hook. It's freeing yourself, saying, and if someone doesn't learn from whatever they've done, there's no growth. So I'm not saying punish or just let go. I'm saying clear yourself. Clear yourself of that pain, of that agony, of that rage. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. The guide's trying to give it to me. And I didn't know I was going to say this, but the letter, okay? I was raped once of a distinctly non-fun experience, okay? It was horrible. I got healing for it. I had to release a lot of energy about it. I saw other healers. I did healing on myself. As I said, I am one of the people who literally lives this and all that. I'm free of that now. Okay, but am I one that will allow people to tell jokes about that? Not even, no, not funny. Okay, and if someone doesn't get what it really means, that's an attack not only on a human being physically, it's on them mentally, emotionally. It is not a sex thing. It's done through a sexual approach. It is violent. It's insulting. It's demeaning. It's all of that kind of stuff. It's a power play, among other things. So if somebody must be listening that needs to hear this, because it's coming out of my mouth. So if anybody has gone through this experience, please don't think less of yourself. Please don't. Okay? I certainly did that. Why didn't I see it? Why didn't I? All this. And yes, I could have this, I could have that. And blah, blah, blah. At my tallest, I was 5 foot and half an inch and maybe weighed 110. I am now 4'10" and a smidge, and I weigh, give or take, 94 pounds. Not the biggest person on the block. And even if I were 5'10" and 100 and whatever somebody 5'10" weighs, okay, no, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. So if anything like that has ever occurred in your life, please, 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 please get some help and support. In fact, may I now do a process called the lifting process, because I want to send some healing energy out. Okay. So anybody can do this. I take off my earrings and stuff when I do this stuff, because when I lift like that, metal and jewelry, and I love jewelry, will make my like buzz, and I can't have that. Okay. So I'm going to take a few moments to lift my own frequency. I can't talk when I do that. And then I'm going to send healing energy out. And if people don't want it, just say you don't want it. It'll go outside of you. And if you want it later, you just pull it in. Okay. And then I'm going to do the lifting process that I learned when I was studying with Patricia Hayes, different than Louise Hay. And the words we were taught to say is, I'm getting higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. You're lifting to the spiritual. You're changing your frequency. Everyone can do this. It's compatible with any spiritual path that I have ever heard of. And do I do it daily? And once you get used to it, if you're doing something that's challenging, having to have a challenging conversation, do it right before to get you in that modality, and then you can do it more readily. Okay, so if you're driving a car or a motorcycle or something, or you're cutting something with a knife, please pay attention. Don't do this now, because you have to focus on what you're doing. Do this when you can let go of all that and really be with this, because you won't be able to do this and drive a car at the same time. Okay, so and listen to Nick's show again and then follow through, and you'll be able to do this on your own. You won't need me to do this, but I'll guide you in it now so you get used to it. Okay, so I need a moment. Breathe golden light into your heart. Hold and gently release. Let go. Fill your whole being with shining white light. You are protected. You are blessed. You are pure. You are innocent. You are safe. Breathe in silver light all around within yourself, your energy body, your makaba, and allow that to come into every aspect, every quanta, every qualia of your being, into the quantum aspect of who you are and the cosmic aspect of who you are. You are prosperous, you are safe, you are healthy, you are well. And now, the lifting process. Continue breathing your own pace in a slow, easy, comfortable manner, allowing yourself to get higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. You're getting higher, higher, fill up with this beauty, with this grace, with this blessing. You are blessed. You are worthy. You are amazing. You were born to be silent now for a bit so you can dwell in this energy. You can send it to yourself as healing. You can play in it. You can do whatever you like. You may slowly and gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. You may gently and softly begin to move your hands on your wrists, your feet on your ankles. You may gently begin to pat your body and move your body. You may gently begin to have your head upright on your neck, facing forward in a relaxed, easy manner. Ready? Feel ready. Notice how you feel.
Feel wonderful.
Did you like to share how you feel?
Feel like I'm lighter.
I didn't time this. I don't know how much time, but it was a relatively few minutes. Anybody can do this. Yes, I recommend watching, listening to Nick's podcast again because I'm guiding you. And yes, I'm sending healing energy as I do it. Yes, I am. Okay. I'm a healer. I'm not going to not do that. Okay. You got me here. So, of course, I'm going to do that. And it's always here. And you can do it also. You don't have to do it like me because I'm me, you're you. Okay. So, if I'm okay, it's fine. But even doing that, I'm higher and lighter and freer. You're going to start seeing that you really become that. And me, who always called myself a very person, I feel very this or I'm very that or whatever. This and other things have taught me to be centered because when you keep doing this, you become centered. That becomes your natural way, which it is, by the way, our natural way. And when stuff happens in the outer world, the inner world, and you're in it, do literally. And when you do it every day, as a matter of course, like it's one of the things it's part of my morning stuff that I do, you get there. And then when whatever may happen, that could be a kind of triggering situation. When you do this, you can come from wherever you were to higher. Sometimes it's really higher. But if you're in the middle of, look, I want to be near my sister. Okay. And that's why I'm requesting, if people feel it, https://gofund.me slash 3AD 49383. I was told you can go to GoFundMe and then ask for Audrye helping her sister, Audrye, and mine will show up. And yes, you'll see a younger version of me with more red in my hair. Okay, so it is me. Okay, and I love the picture, by the way. So yeah, I did look like that. And it was for a photo shoot for my book. Which book was this? Yes, it was for, this is the one book in print. And that book is called, this is my book, okay. Oh, I have it here. Wait, what if you are,
What if
what if you are and life is miraculous? It's my ABC affirmation art coloring book. I think this is when I had it. Oh no, the picture here is different. That's my picture. All right, so the picture you're going to see on GoFundMe is a different one. So I'm not sure because maybe it's from the same, okay, because I had a photo shoot. It's my one and only photo shoot. And just see. And this book, by the
wow.
way, is printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper. When I say I love the environment, I mean it. When I say I do my best to live an ecological life, that is true. Am I perfect? No, no. But do I do my best in any given moment? Yes. Do I know it costs more money? Of course I know it costs more money. I'm paying that money. I know that. But to me, the planet is worth it. I am worth it. You are worth it. My grandchildren are worth it. So I am taking what steps I can. That's why I'm doing this. I want all of us to grow. I have a huge passion for this. I even thought about giving away everything I've created at this point in time, all my books, all my courses, just so people could have them. And at some point, if I really feel and the guide say do this, I haven't yet said do that, I will do that. Meanwhile, I can do whatever I want with the pricing because they're mine and I don't know how to deal with it on the computer. I have to have the computer, I personal assistant do that because again, I'm not the techie. But I'm willing to work out anything with that with people. I want people, I desire people to grow. I can't stand it. I have to work on myself when I see people harming themselves. When I see people refusing to grow when they can. It bothered me no end that my sister didn't listen to some of what, and I'm not saying you should all listen to me, but didn't listen when I said I see this and I see this. And she said, no, it's not happening. And I was right, okay, what I saw. And then she didn't take care of certain things, and now she's in this situation. I did not see this horrible situation occurring, but I knew stuff was going to hit the fan. So, yes, okay, I'm literally saying I really want to be there to be able to do what I could do. I'm her big sister. I'm not saying I'm going to go and wave a magic wand and she's going to miraculously say, I'm well, but I need to be there. Whether if it's 3 days or whatever it is, do what I can, and then my nieces and all that can do all the rest of this. Just so we get this straight, I am not staying there. I am coming back to Costa Rica. That is my choice. And people can have all kinds of thoughts and feelings about that. We've all got our freedom to do it. This is what I am choosing. And unless the guides and guidance and spirit gives me something else, that's how I'm going to follow through. So yes, 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 yes. So when I say really listen to your inner body and all that, learn how to read yourself. You don't have to be a psychic, but if your body says turn left, turn left. If you feel like I want to eat more pure foods, eat more pure foods, okay? You don't have to be the raw vegan, the mostly raw vegan that I am, but at least once a week, at least once every single week, be completely vegan for that day. You will be helping the planet and you'll be helping yourself. Because when we do that, the energy on the planet changes. We kill less animals right away. That's a good thing, by the way. And there are less animals, excuse my language here, farting and putting methane into the environment, which is polluting the air, which we all breathe. It doesn't mean if you live in this country, you're not going to get it from that country. It all moves. It's all one big, we are all connected on so many levels. And the more any of us can raise our frequency, the more we help not only ourselves, but everyone else. It is not selfish to do that, okay? This is self-care for all of us. And when I say self, I do spell it capital S, little s, E-L-F. The capital S is soul, essence, self. That's what you are. That's what we all are, a soul, essence, energetic, whatever we are, okay? The little s is the ego personality self, which we still need running around the earth. At a certain point, I feel we can really change the frequency of our bodies. I feel that's happening now. Okay. And there are a lot of other healers that think this. Others may not. That's fine. Okay. I'm not going to get into, I'm not yet. Okay. And I have an Aries ascendant in Western astrology. I could do, no, I don't want to. I'm Cancer, and if you know astrology, if you don't need to. Okay. It's immaterial. For those that understand, you'll get it. And all of that. Using it in a different way. Take forward steps. And if there's any way in the world that I can help you, I do readings. I am good at this. Okay. I do energy healings. I do it over the phone. Okay. I will work any of it out with you. My phone has a US SIM card. This may not be the US. I'm on WhatsApp. Okay. That's free insofar as I know, globally free. Okay. So I'm at 917-494-068, and I will work out reasonable with you. If you go on my website, the prices you're going to see what I've charged in the United States, those are also, don't panic. I am willing to work out. I charge differently in Costa Rica. I charge differently when people call me from odd shows. And this is part of the glory of being whatever I do. I can set the prices. I can do it how I want because, quote unquote, you're in charge of yours, Nick. I am in charge of this. I don't know how to do the technical end. That's why I've got my personal assistant, Eduardo. Avail yourself. And in terms of donations, $5 is good. 10, 15, 20, 1,000. Okay, but $5 is fine. And I have gratitude for it. So really understand that. It doesn't have to be, it could be that. It's all working. It's all work. And when we work together, and that's the thing right now. The age of Aquarius is people working together. Different people, different kinds of people. I personally think that there's going to be breakthroughs in transgender, that I don't know what's going to be going on with that, but I think there's going to be breakthroughs in learning about that in the LGBTQ plus. I don't know all the letters. I just know LGBTQ plus. There might be more at this point. I don't remember.
Q
Okay.
plus A.
A? What's A? LGBT. But okay. Do you know what
Yeah,
that is?
there is a letter A after it, but yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen that. Because people are people. And the more freedom, look, this whole, what are they
A
calling it?
sexual,
Gender
yeah,
normative, that
LGBTQIA plus.
we are all, as long as it's, listen, people used to ask me what's allowed, not allowed in sex. I have a sex course also. It's audreynow.com/sex. It's not a teaching course. I'm not telling you how to do this, okay? For a tiny little bit. It's more about healing stuff that's gone on, and a lot has been going on that needs to be healed. I like people to start with the MORPH course. So you can start wherever you want, and that's audreynow.com/morph, morph into the magic of self-love. The sex courses, sexuality, sensuality, spirituality, stupendous sex, your intimacy, healing. The next word, your intimacy, healing. It's not exorbitant, but experiential course. Because if we don't heal that stuff and start it wherever you want, my ISM course, which is the third course I put on the internet, is ISM Freedom. Be free of the causes and effects of racism, sexism, and other isms. I am a very, very content-rich, comprehensive person. Once you do the course, you can do it over and over and over again, because I've got a lot of stuff in it. I don't take it back. It's on your computer, and you have it forever. So, and I teach a lot of stuff, a lot, and you can take as long as you want with it. I recommend day by day by day by day, but you can skip it. Just finish the course. That, yes, you're not going to get the result if you don't finish. You'll only get partial. What else would you like me to say or deal with? Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Some people, I have been one that has forgotten to be kind to myself. Please be kind to yourself. Also be accountable. Okay. I am a massive, massive, massive proponent of women's rights for years globally, humongously. But with every kind of rights come responsibilities. Okay. So be responsible for who you are. Don't expect someone else to be responsible for who you are. You do not have to be responsible for who someone else is. Don't take on their stuff. That is not the age of Aquarius, and it was a misuse, by the way, of the age of Pisces. Age of Pisces is never about being the victim, ever. Okay, that was a misconstrue of all of it. It was about taking in the love of the universe, Pisces, connecting to the almighty love everywhere and loving it in your life. How many people are doing that? Okay, so that is still to be done. And at the age of Aquarius, we connect individually to source and support one another in doing it. We all can do it. You don't have to have a title. Okay, and I can spout out titles. You don't have to have a title to do that. You automatically can do that. You are a soul and a multi-soul, and there'll be words that I don't yet even know in the next few years. Okay, and it's important to do this, and it's fun. All right, the healing isn't always so much fun. Okay, when I have to yell out pain, because I told you I was raped way back, and in healing some of it, and I worked with people, I was yelling, and I have an Aries ascendant, I can yell. Okay, my Mars isn't there. Okay, but if you have to let that, I did the protective prayer and did all that stuff, so you get it out of your system, send it to light. Okay, and then it's just energy, and then you're filled with light and energy. Don't hold that stuff. No, it would be, oh God, look at what they tell me to say. It would be like after you eat a lot of food and it's digested, the stuff that's not digested, you deposit that so-called waste out of your body, which, by the way, would be excellent fertilizer for the earth after it's appropriately processed, so we wouldn't have some of the wastelands that we have now, because we are fertilizer makers. And I'm not the scientist who's going to do that. This is my work. But people who choose to do that, one, is doing the blessing. Two, they're going to make a pot of money. And three, it's blessing all of us. We all have within us the stuff that will fertilize the land that has gotten misused or overused. And is it being done yet? Not really. Can it be? Well, if you have that kind of entrepreneurial spirit and you have the mind to do that, it could be you. This is for real, people. This is needed. This is needed, and all of it can be done. None of this is impossible. Everything I have mentioned in this podcast is doable. And I know that people who are hearing this and seeing this, there are those that have that ability. And it does not matter where you are born, your complexion, no, you'll bring your brilliance to add to whatever another person's brilliance is. It's amazing, and it's a gift that we all are different colorations and backgrounds. And I am one of the ones that, like Edgar Casey, the way I see it is that we have all been placed, different colorations of people, more or less the same time. I know a lot of scientists don't say this, so I don't care. I'm telling you what I see. I mean, I care, but I don't care. And at different places on the earth, for slightly different purposes, slightly different energies and vibrations. And if we get clear, we'll see that we do have slightly different energies and vibrations to do what's there. It's time for us all to come together and share brilliances and geniuses and learn from one another without competing. You learn that, I learn sharing it, so we all evolve and grow. This is now. Now is the time. And Nick is doing the huge service by having this podcast. Not just because I'm the guest right now, okay? That could sound very self-serving. Okay, so I'll say, okay, that too. But for all of her guests, for all of what she does. So we acknowledge, kudos to you, Nicolette. Really. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Wow, you have shared so much. It's just like I just wanna, sit here and just hear you talk. Do you have speaking events?
I'm not doing events right now. I'm fundraising to go see my sister.
Fundraising. Okay, so that's the priority.
I'm for right now. When I have that and have done that, I want to know where I can bring my I have little itty bitty ones. These are the medium ones. I have big ones. And yes, I can ship them. But it's interesting. I can't take these rocks on a plane when I travel from country to country. You can't take them out of the country. and I can't go into a country with them because it's Iraq and all this. However, and I was told this by security at the airport, I can ship them. I can go to the post office called the Correo over here, pack them up, and ship them, and they can come. That's legal. That's allowed. But on the like when I fly wherever, no. So I'm not going to even get into that because I don't make that rule. But so yes, you can all have one. You can have a little one, okay? The shipping won't cost so much. It's little. Cute. These are the medium ones, and I have bigger medium. Look at how cute. Okay, I know that sounds so happy. They all have crystals on them. You can program them yourself. I have had to do it on my website. Okay. And beauty. Did I say this? Anything beautiful, when you look at beauty, it changes your brain waves. It helps open your heart. It calms your spirit. It brings a smile to your face. Whatever for you is beautiful, because everyone has whatever for them is beautiful. Fill your life with that. However you do that, have some corner, some area of wherever you live, whether it's a little place or a huge space, where you meditate or pray or give thanks, something, okay? Whatever it may be. Create some kind of altar, have something of the earth, whether it's a rock, a plant, both the first peoples of the United States, which some people call Native Americans, so they're pretty, okay, call the rocks the old ones. Have them. They will help ground you. They have been here since the beginning, okay? There's wisdom in them. Hold them. You will feel more calm. And some of these, like this one, fits in my palm very nicely. If you have a bigger hand than me, you can use a bigger one or any of that stuff. Carry one in your purse. I mean, there are ways to make a necklace. I didn't make necklaces. Put it in a thing and whatever. What was I going to say? I was starting to say something. For an altar. Have something from the earth. It could be a rock. It could be a plant. Have something for air. I burn incense, different kinds. Have some water. These are the elements. Fire, okay, that could be a candle. Be careful with that you don't put it near an open window. You don't want a fire. So have also wisdom with how you do this and allow the energy to fill you. Whatever it is that quote unquote floats your boat, whatever it is that it is. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It could be next to no money. Okay, it could be right on the ground. And by the way, if you live somewhere where you could actually walk on the ground, walk on the ground. Make sure there's no glass and bugs and things like that. Because when our feet touch the actual earth and the grass, now it's been called grounding for like a number of years. We connect. We get nurtured by the earth. We give back to the earth. If you're ever feeling just plain miserable and okay, hug a tree, check for insects. I learned that when I didn't check the insects first. Okay, I don't like them. No. Okay, hug the tree. Okay. Oh, and Costa Rica has some insects. That's the hug the tree. I live near the beach, Costa Rica, and I go to there almost every day. I'm not always in the beach. I'm going to start now going in the beach more, but just being in that energy, and it's so beautiful. Is so giving peace. Do that for yourself. Do whatever it is you can do in your environment. When I was in New York, and I am from New York, okay, Manhattan, the city, New York, just being in the subway, which is noisy, okay, there's a rhythm that the subway going down the tracks. Okay, there's other things that I'm not going to mention that I used to think they lived there. Okay, they live other places. Okay, it's an animal. Yeah. Okay, sorry. But find whatever it is in your environment that nurtures you and be nurtured and give back. And always, always, always on some level, the biggest prayer is thank you. Thank you, you're alive. Thank you, you can breathe. Thank you, you can think. Thank you, you can see. Thank you, you can smell. Thank you, you can taste. And if any of those are not working so well, thank you for what you can do. Thank you for the help you get. And mean it, not just rattle it or blah, 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 blah. Okay, mean it. If you feel it and you mean it, it makes an effect. Like for manifesting, you don't just repeat affirmations. I used to do it all the time. God, I mean, I may start sending out posts and stuff on. I'm going to rev up my YouTube. I'm going to rev up my Instagram. I haven't used them in a number of years. We're opening them up again. I have to remember, it's a whole thing, but I will be using them. So yes, you can communicate with me and all of these things, but allow yourself to participate to whatever level you want to. I'm not saying immerse in social media. I really don't even want to have to do any of this, but because there's an effect I'm choosing to have with and on the world and a connection, I don't know any other way. So at the moment, so I will do what I do. Am I going to do it all the time? Frankly, no, I am not. I'm going to have other things I do. Paint, talk, speak, rest, sit by the beach, whatever it is, make food, raw vegan. I like chocolate. You like chocolate? I love chocolate.
And Smith.
So we grow cacao here. This is Costa Rica. So it's a pot. You have them where you live, you know, oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. So I make raw vegan cacao, truffles, and other things. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Wow.
It is. I got to here. I
Magnificent.
have some. I just had a birthday. So of course I
You
make
make
them.
I want one of that right now.
Yeah, I would give you, but I don't know how to do that in this thing. Oh, and if you want recipes, it's
That's
in my
okay.
book.
I have a
It's
feeling that I
I tell it,
somehow will I
I'm
somehow
busy.
will make my way to Costa Rica and I will definitely be in
Please,
contact with you. So you are my
please.
first person that I have on my list.
Thank you. Thank you.
Audrey.
You are
Oh my
so
gosh.
special. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And yeah, those foods are good. They are.
No,
And I sweeten with dates, which I can't get so much in Costa Rica. Datiles, so you say it. So I use plantains. Okay. When I go to the States, I load up on food, bring them back because there are things we can't get here. Okay. So I get them there. And yeah, I can make do. I mean, I'm eating things here I never heard of before. Different kind of fruits and things like that. Really good. Yum. I'm sure where you live, this stuff, I would go, oh, what's this? Let me try it. Yum. As long as it's vegan. It's an animal. I don't want it.
I think it would be really nice to be talking to you. Like I think we could be talking like for the whole day or the whole night if I'm there. I would love that. I'm gonna manifest that. It's
Okay.
gonna come.
Okay. I accept that.
Which
That's
part
a
of
yes.
the exactly in Costa Rica?
I will tell you exactly where I am. I am on what's called the African Caribbean coast, Limon province. I am in Puerto Viejo, which is actually like a tourist destination. I'm not quite in the exact center of town. I'm 3 blocks. Okay, I speak like a New Yorker. I'm about 3 or 4 streets, blocks. It's a short little walk. I mean, I kind of bounce along. Okay, where it's quiet. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's nice. And the people are cool. My Spanish is getting better. I'm not yet where I'd like to be with Spanish. This is my high school Spanish revved up. Okay, I can speak slowly and simply. If it gets complicated and quick, I'm not the one. I volunteer at a community center teaching English to some of the people there. I'm not yet one of the teachers because when the people that are coming to the class speak a lot of Spanish, I'm lost. So I don't feel I can teach. So I assist when my Spanish is better and I feel like I am both qualified, then I'll be one of the teachers. I mean, I used to teach English in high school for a minute, and then I left. Yeah, you'd like it here.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, I think so because I had a feeling. I just had an inkling, a thought that said, "Oh, if I were to do, I could work remotely in Costa Rica and I could still live there.
Yeah.
It could be a destination.
Yes.
I will look it up.
Yes.
The accommodation, I'll see like how much is it, the cost of living. At least maybe stay for about a year and see what it feels like.
Talk to me about that because I'm not saying I know all that. I don't, but I might know people who might know, who might know, who might know. That's how you find things. It may not be right on the surface. It took me a while to find where I am. This place, which I like. I lived in another place I didn't like so much. Okay, and then I lived in another place, bigger, but in another town. So you find where it is. Right now, I'm happy here. I'm not saying I'll be here for the rest of my life. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of my life, other than living, doing my best to evolve.
Yes.
And relax and enjoy. When I turned 80, I laugh at this. When I turned 80, the guides told me I was coming into my decade of mastery. I was to embrace it. I was to allow it. I was to be it. So I am in my decade of mastery.
Oh my God, you speaking like a master. And
So
I
if that's the
am your
case,
student.
the biggest thing I've got to say about that is it's being real and authentic in every moment and allowing oneself to grow and evolve as much as possible in every. And it's not like, no, it's just being real. Peace inside, it's a lot easier. And not everybody has to know everything. I tend to be pretty upfront. That's an Aries ascendant. But not everybody has the right to know everything about a particular person. They may not have the mentality for it, and certain things are personal, but it's being real and authentic and at peace with themselves. And when it's not at peace, doing the internal stuff, get there and taking whatever steps have to be made. And yeah, that means me too, just so you know. Me too.
Wow, Audrey, thank you so much. I didn't plan this to be 1.5 hours, but here we are.
That how much we've spoken?
So, Audrey, I have one. Yeah, usually it's about an hour, but then I am just so immersed in whatever that you just spoke
Well, you
about
didn't stop
earlier,
me,
and
so
I
there's
would
more,
love
as
to
I
meet you
said.
face to face. Yeah, I could
Kidding
feel
me.
it. Like we could do this like for another 2-3 hours even.
Yeah.
Um, Audrey, I would love to ask you one question, and also I'm actually in the midst of setting up a speaking event or maybe a small, like I said, a retreat or speaking event. I don't know what form it's gonna take. But I would like to collaborate with coaches and healers like yourself, and perhaps once I have the details on, invite you to have a section to
Thank
speak
you.
on during one of the.
Yes, thank you. I will say yes. I am saying yes. Absolutely. I'm honored. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Making a
Okay.
difference. Is
I
part
will be
of
in
why.
touch.
Thank you. Yes. Have a glorious whatever time it is where you are. I think you're the opposite.
9:30. But Audrey, first off, I have a ritual before I close. So I want to ask you one question and then we can close this out.
Thank you.
So Audrey, if you could create a quote right now for you to leave to the audience listening and the world as your legacy, what would it be?
A quote? Did you say a quote for the audience? Love yourself and exalt. Exalt in being alive. Just be so thrilled that you're alive. Make the most of who you are. You are special. Everyone else is special too. You're not the only one. But really love yourself. Exalt. EXULT. In being alive. Make the most of it. Whatever that might mean. It might be polishing your toenails for the moment. Whatever that may mean. And enjoy your life. You're special.
Thank you. For our listeners, and there you have it, guys. You heard it from the person herself, Audrye Arbe. Before we close off, Audrey, I'd like to thank you personally for the work that you're doing for the world and for advancing every step of the way, despite the challenges, creating trails for those that will come after you. This has been that one podcast with that controversial name, You're Worthless. Read that again, the juxtaposition of your very soul. Now, if you find yourself thinking that you are worthless, you're probably not alone, but more importantly, ask yourself a level deeper. If I'm worthless, then why the heck am I here? It is because your soul have chosen to be here energetically, all the way from the ethers, and for that reason itself, you are worthy and you are enough. This has been Audrye Arbe, your guest of the day, and Nick Nieras, your host, signing off. Thank you so much, Audrey, for your time.
Thank you. Blessings. Bye, everyone. Thank you.